Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Art Therapy Thursday, and once again on Art Therapy Thursday we are continuing the picture of the week. The picture of the week this week is done by Fabrica Fantasy out of her book called Dragon Tales. So this is the book that we are working from. I do have the book as well as the PDF, so I have printed it off of the PDF. And yeah, so we're going to continue on with the little bits over here. We are still working with the and love markers. So we're going to continue over here with those. So we're going to pick a nice dark green. So this is called dark green leaf. And then we're going to go with green ash and a little bit of a yellow green, I think. This is bud green. And we're going to do this stalk back here. So we're going to start with the yellow green. I'm going to switch over to the close-up camera so you can actually see what I'm doing. And I'll even turn on a bit of a light. There we go. So I'm going to start with the yellow green here. I hope everybody is doing well. Yesterday we got all of the other greenery as well as the other flowers done. So today hopefully we'll get this side done, and tomorrow we'll get the background done. That's what I'm hoping anyway. I've got adulting to do. I don't want to. Hung out and watched Shannon this morning. It was awesome. Not too concerned about covering and making sure that there's no lines and whatnot. And of course my breathing is off today, so I do apologize if I am breathing a little too heavy. Let's move this in a bit. There. Now hopefully you can still hear me, but not hear me breathing. And of course it's cold and wet today. Just putting down the base coat for this plant here. And I am using the Express It cardstock, which is a blending stock. It's supposed to be the best paper available for coloring with markers, though there are cheaper alternatives. A cover stock, hammer mill cover stock is supposed to be really good as well. I have a cover stock and I have used it with these markers, and it turned out really lovely. So just saying. Alright, now we're going to leave this one open, and we're going to open the other two. And we're going to start using those for our shadows and whatnot. So we have G11 and G23. G23 is the darkest, and then G11. So let's start with G11. And we're coming out most of the way in to the stalk. And then we're going to go in with the G23 on the edges and into the shadowy areas. I thought that the other one would have been the lighter, but it seems that G23 is lighter than the yellow-green that I used. So let's do a little bit more of the G23 here. Bring that out. It's just got a different gray tone to it, which is fine. Just cover that hole. I actually like that better. And then we're going to take our lighter green, actual green tone. We're just going to put a little bit of that in. Go back in with the G11 and spread it around. Back in with the G23. And bring that in a little bit further. And then the G11 again. Blending it in. And then on the other side as well. Alright, and then the G11. Bringing that in. And as you can see, the color is slightly changing from that light green to a darker green. Because we want it to be different than all the rest of the greens, of course. Now we're going in with that G23 again, getting into those edges. Going in with the G11. And then the G23. And then the G11. Smoothing out those edges a little bit. Blending them in. down around the little flowers. And up the side of the shoot there. Now we're going to go in with the G23. And then the G11. And then just a little bit of the lighter green here. And then some G11. And spreading it around a little bit. A little bit of darkness here. And blend that in. There we go. And then coming down here. And then we're going to go in with the G23. And then again with the G11. And blend it all in. And a little bit more of that G23. I know this is probably extremely boring for y'all, but it's actually quite soothing. And that's what art therapy is supposed to be, is soothing, relaxing. And that's why I'm doing it now, because I have to go out and people, and I don't like peopling. It stresses me out. But we want to have groceries, so if we want to have groceries, we kind of have to go out and people. So I'm going to color this wonderful picture very relaxingly. And then I'm going to go out and people. But first I'm going to color because that's what we do, right? When we don't want to people or when we're stressed out about peopling, we come in and we color that stress away. So I'm just going back and forth between the G11 and G23, putting in that shadow of ant as well as the leaves here, and just blending it in to the other stalk. Like so. Trying not to take over the other leaf because we don't want them all the same color. And there we have our stalk. I think I want a little bit more there and blend that a little bit more. It's going to go all the way up, make sure that we get all that blending in. The one good thing about this paper is you can get close to the lines and not completely go over them. So that is the good thing about this paper. I'm going to put the caps back on now. Oh, actually, I'm going to keep this one out because I missed a stalk. Right there. And did I miss any more? No. Okay. Now I'm going to put all the lids back on. Alright, so this one goes on this one. And this one goes on this one. And this one goes on this one. Okay, so we've got a pink, we've got an orange, so let's put in a little bit of purple. So we're going to take BV1, BV2, and let's see, I think those two for sure. Actually, let's do it in the other one. Let's do it in the violets. So let's do V33, V5, and I've got two different V33s. So I think these are switched around. Hold on a sec. Let me see what color it is. Because I think I got it switched around. I think this is the pink. Yeah, that looks like R20. I think this one's V. No, this one's the red violet and the red. I had the lid switched around. I think this one is a little light for what I want it for, maybe. Hold on just a moment. V1. Where is V1? I think V1 instead of V33. I think that's what we want to do. Alright, so let's test this color combination. Yes, I am doing tests. So, yeah, that's better. Okay. And all together. Okay, so maybe I should put that down first so that we can blend into it. Okay. Alright. So let's start down here. We're starting with the darkest first. And then we're going to blend into it with the lightest, I hope. Yeah, there we go. Something like that. This one is really, really juicy. It's just laying down more than I want it to. This may end up being an area that we put down some medium and light colors and then go through with some pencil to do the darker colors. Because especially the little flicky things, the little hairs off the plant there. So I think that's what we're going to do, is we're going to do this color. See if I can get that to blend out a little bit more. I don't want to put too much marker down because then it'll start pouring out of the lines, and I don't want that. So I'm going to put down this color, and then we will come through and do the rest of these little pom-poms with some pencil, I think. Now I did notice one thing when I did print this picture on the new printer, is there's a lot more detail. The new printer picks up so much more detail than the printer that I did this on originally, my original printer. So I actually can see where things are in the background on the print of the other one. So I'll be able to work on the background a little bit more with knowing where everything is. So. I thought that was pretty cool. There's so much more detail, which is really good to know that there is more in the background than just a big old blank space. But because I don't have the detail on this one, it's a little bit more intimidating as well. All right, so we've got the purples down, well, the medium purple, and we're going to take blue violet 2, and we're just going to put in, actually that doesn't look too bad. Maybe we'll just do this one instead of that red violet. It blends a little better and gives a little bit more contrast too, which looks cool. But I will come through with a red violet pencil and do the little flickies, little hairs. Alright, now let's blend it in a little bit. Let's put the right caps on the right things. Would be preferable. Just going to blend that color in. Actually, I kind of like the way that looks. And like I said, I'll come back through with the colored pencil and put those little flickies in after we do the background. And we'll come through with the pencils as well after we do the base of the background and just put in the details that we can see a little bit stronger with the pencils. It's a little bit difficult to do with the pens because, like I said, they have a tendency to bleed out a little bit. Alright, now we have this little bit of wheat here. So we're going to take, let's see, what color do we want? Y1 and YG11, which is lime green, and jasmine flower. And they're very, very close to the same color, but this does have a bit of green in it. So I'm just doing the shadowy areas at the bottom with that green, and then coming up with the yellow and blending into that. And I'm not going over the green, I'm just blending into it. Just touching it a little bit. This one I'm leaving full green. Because these have a little bit more shadow on them for the underneath. So the ones that are pointing straight down, I'm not going to put the green on. Okay, and there's our little wheaty thing. Make sure I've not missed any areas. Alright. Okay, so I'll make sure that those are the right caps. And then we're going to do our little funky little things here. And we're going to do that with, let's start with an orange one. So we're going to start with, actually we're going to grab an orange from the, I know I'm using the Unlove, but I want a brighter orange than the Unlove. There we go. So we're going to start with cheddar. We're going to use the Arteza markers here because I want a brighter orange than the Unloves have available. And the Artezas have this one, which is really bright. It's a lovely color. So this is cheddar. And then we have pumpkin orange. For the shadowy areas down here, and then we're going to go back over it with cheddar, blending into that. Pumpkin a little bit. Same with up here. Now I've got this one here to do. And see, and this is where the bullet nibs would really come in handy. I would love to get a set of markers that have a bullet and a chisel. They have or a bullet and a brush. They have a set of Ohuhu markers that are like that. And I put them on my list, but I have a really hard time justifying buying another set of markers. I have so many that I don't use nearly enough as it is. So justifying purchasing another set of markers is difficult for me, even if it's something that's more preferable to me. Alright, now we're going to do this big one here. Oh, there's some little ones there too. So I think the little ones we're going to do in a different color altogether. I'm going to do these three that are clumped together in this orange. And then these two little ones down here and this one here in a different color. Maybe a blue. Trying to be a little bit careful going around the edges. And this also has some little hairs that we'll be putting in with colored pencil. Make sure I don't go into the wheat stalk. There we go. Now I'm going to add that pumpkin. And blend it in with the cheddar. The Everblend markers work really, really nicely on this cardstock, this blending stock. Like that. Then we're going to blend it all together with the cheddar. So the colors that I used from the Everblend markers is the cheddar orange as well as the pumpkin orange. And we may grab more from the Everblend markers depending upon what colors we use, but I think it's pretty much the only ones that I find are lacking in the And Love set is the brighter, darker oranges. They do have some really light, nice oranges, and I'm quite sure if I tried really hard, I could recreate this color, but I do find with the Ann Loves that it does have a little bit of a lack in orange and brighter yellow tones. Okay, so let's make sure that we get the lids back on properly. So this is number YR04, which is cheddar cheese. Well, cheddar orange. Cheddar orange. And this one is YR33, which is pumpkin orange. And then we're going to do these ones here in a blue. So let's grab our color chart here. And I don't want it to be a sky kind of blue, but I don't want it to be too dark either. So let's work with B1, which is this one. No, it's BG1. I want B1, which is aqua blue, and B3, which is baby blue, and then a bit of B23, I think. Yeah, which is light blue. So we're going to start with the aqua, which is a B1. And then we're going to go in with B3, which is baby blue. And this is our mid-tone. And then we're going to go in with the darkest tone, which is light blue. In some of those areas that we want a little bit darker. Like that. And then we're going to go back in with B1. And we're just going to blend it all together. Like so. And try to get all the way to the edge. Alright, and then we're going to take our mid-tone again. And we're just going to touch up any areas like that. And take our dark tone and just give a little bit of a touch up in those areas there. Sometimes we just need to remind it where we want things to be. Like so. And then we can bring them out a little. This one. I almost grabbed the wrong one. Alright, and then we're going to come down here. It's a very, very, very colorful jungle. Then we're going to go in. That was B1. Now we're going in with B3. Now that is a hair from that other, or a pokey from the other plant. And we'll be adding those in with colored pencil when we do the background. Alright, and then we're going to go in with the darkest tone. Giving a bit of a curvature to the edges here. Putting in that dark area there. And then we'll go back in with the B1. Spread it out a little. Blend it in. Then we'll take B3 and just put in a little bit of a touch up there. Like so. Like that. And then we have these little stalks down here. So let's take B1. Make sure we don't color ant butt. Actually, if we add a little bit of that baby blue to ant butt, actually that works out well in the highlights. Because we all know that blue does great highlights in our blacks. Like so. See how that works? And I know I used a blue-gray and a bit of blue in there anyway, but I think a little bit of that light blue works well too. Okay. Now we're going to go in with B3. And we're going to cover the whole lower part here because ant is there. And then we're going to take our B23 and we're going to fill most of that in there. Come up in here. And then back over with the B1. Just blending it all together. And we're going to go down into this one. Make sure we don't color the rocks because there's little rocks there. And the stalk for that leaf plant there. So we have to make sure that we put that in as well. Alright, now we're going to go in with B3. Again, getting around the ant. Coming down here. Putting in the shadows of the rocks. Then we're going to go in with B23. Getting those shadows in there. Like so. And then we're going to go back at it with the B1, blending it all together. Like that. Alright, let's put our colors back where they belong. So this is B1. And then we'll get our greens out again. And we will put in that little bit of green. So let's take this one. Oops, wrong end. And there we have it. A little bit green, a little bit green here. Okay. Now for our little rocks, we're going to take warm gray 3. Warm gray 3. And we're going to do our rocks. Little pebbles. Like so. And then we're going to take a different one here. So we're going to take warm gray 5. And we're going to do the shadows under ant, which is right here. And I'm not too concerned about it being too dark because we will be going over it with another color. So I'm just trying to put in the shadow. And then also under deck, or dev, I think it was deck. Get in his shadow as well. Like so. Like I said, I'm not too concerned about it being really dark because we will be adding some lighter color that will wash it out a little. Okay, so we've got our shadows in there. Oh, we need a shadow under Sally. So let's put Sally's shadow under there too. Like so. And then we're going to take, I do believe it's E03. Actually, E13 is not too bad either. So we're going to take E13, which is a brown color, and we're going to fill in the dirt areas. We're going to get this part done today, and then tomorrow we will do the rest of the back area. We'll be working with a little bit of ink, a little bit of pencil, and maybe, yeah, I think that's it. Maybe a little bit of marker, but I think I will probably use an ink pad and a brush. depending upon how much of the detail we can reestablish. Like I said, there's a bunch of detail back there that my printer did not pick up. But is there. So we will try to establish that bit of detail with some pencil. But it's not going to be perfect because I can't draw. So it'll just be outlines. It won't be anything spectacular. Just so you know. So I'm just going through and I'm just adding that dirt. Walkway there, the pathway area that Dev is sitting on. Not too worried about the little stones, little pebbles. I can go over them again with the gray if I need to. More concerned about getting that shadow blended into the dirt areas. The larger stones I can go over again as well. And come up into here, under the snail. And into the corner there. And then we're going to come into here, which I am assuming is the edge of that dirt area. That's where I'm going to put it anyway. If I'm wrong, oh well. It's my page. I'll do what I want. Alright. Now if I wanted to, I could take a darker brown. So this one was E13. So I could take I think E15. Actually E4. Oh, that's lighter. E3. Yeah, take a bit of E3 and just go in back here. Like so. And then take the E13 and just blend it in. Giving that bit of darker color in the background there. Like I said, I'm not too concerned about the small stones. And the larger stones I can go back over. So with the gray. So I'm going to take that warm gray 3 and I'll show you what I mean. Just go over it, darken it up, and utilize that brown as a shadow. Like so. All right, so we have everything but the background done. So I'm going to switch over to the main camera here so that you can see all the pretty things. So we have finished up all the plant life. We will be adding some smaller details like the little hairs and whatnot with a pencil. And as you can see, there is some detail back here. Let's see if you can see it better in this one. So this one here has a lot more of the detail. So there's some bushes back here, some grasses back here, and some more bushes back here. So we'll add some of that back in, like this area here you can see in the page. This area here you can see. So we'll add some of that lineage back in, this lineage here. You can see this area a little bit here as well. So we'll add some of that lineage back in, and then we'll use some techniques with some ink pads and add that color to the background with some ink pads because I want it to look really faded and blurry because I want this to be up in the front ground. So there we have it. Our a wonderful color of the picture of the week is almost finished. We have a little bit of detail work to do in the background, and then it will be all done. So tomorrow will be the final day on this wonderful little picture. Until then, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this Art Therapy Thursday. I know I have. It has made me ready to go out and people. So I am going to call it a day, go out and get some shopping done, and make sure that I have all the things I need for Easter dinner on Sunday. Until next time, thank you all very much for coming. Please remember that on Saturday, I will be airing 2 hours later than my normal time. This is to accommodate Emily Illustrator's birthday bash and 15,000 subscriber um, celebration extravaganza. Wonderful time for a party. So, of course, make sure that you join her. She does have some games going on, some prizes, all sorts of fun. And of course, that will be before my stream. So, that will be on my normal stream time. So, that would be 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, um, noon Eastern, no, noon Central, and 1 o'clock Eastern. I will once again air 2 hours later, so after Emily's stream is when I will come on. Alright guys, until tomorrow, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this, and I hope that your picture is turning out as wonderfully as mine. I really enjoy how this is starting to look. Alright guys, until next time, always remember to like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTube artist or channel that you watch. And always remember to relax, color, and stay safe. Until next time, guys, bye bye for now.